Good evening, everybody. Let me start with a traditional Israeli greeting, which is, please silence your telephones. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and faculty, my name is Maureen Meyer-Adiri, and I am the director of Tel Aviv University International here at Tel Aviv University. It's a pleasure to have you all here tonight to celebrate the end of the year of all our international graduate students here at Tel Aviv University. I would like now to ask you to please rise and join me in greeting the class of 2015-16. The MA in Archaeology and History of the Land of the Bible. Okay, we'll do it again so they hear us. Woo! The MA in Conflict Resolution and Mediation. The MA in Crisis and Trauma Studies. The MPH in Emergency and Disaster Management. The MA in Environmental Studies. The Parasol Foundation Trust LLM. And once again, the Parasol Foundation Trust LLM. The MA in Middle Eastern Studies. The MA in Political Science and Political Communications. The MA in Security and Diplomacy. are more coming, huh? The Sofair International MBA. And last but not least, MA and TESOL. Please be seated. Welcome, dear students. Tonight, we are celebrating in one ceremony the culmination of a journey of close to 300 international students who joined us here for their master's degree from all over the world. We regret that not all are able to be present tonight, as some students already had to return home. As this event is being live-streamed, we are glad that they can at least be with us virtually. So hello to all our friends watching us from around the world and their families as well. About 10 months ago, you, our dear students, came to Israel. It is amazing to think of the amount of achievements and experiences added to your lives in only a few months. Since that day, you were sitting in the building, carefully listening to the orientation guidelines. You have formed a network, friendships, gained knowledge, and above all, demonstrated outstanding academic commitment. The focus remains on you as you graduate. We encourage you to put your newly acquired skills to the practical test. Get out there. We believe in your ability to complete this task and affect change. In communities, organizations, political situations, and wherever your dreams lead you, whether in Israel or abroad. We look forward to a global conversation among our alumni network. We see you all as long-term partners in our journey to train leaders that will make a change. It is now my great pleasure to welcome the Vice President of Tel Aviv University and one of the most active supporters of the internationalization of Tel Aviv University, Professor Ra'anan Rein.
Thank you, Maureen. Shalom. Good evening. I take great pleasure in welcoming you all. I can't see you because of the lights, but still I welcome you all to this wonderful end of the year ceremony. Tel Aviv University is proud to have the largest and the best international academic program in Israel. We have a large variety of short-term and long-term courses and programs at the undergraduate level and the graduate level, as well as very many international postdoctoral fellows and visiting professors. As Vice President of Tel Aviv University in charge of TAU's globalization strategy, it is a source of great satisfaction for me, in fact for all of us, as seated here. Look around you. We have students here from 5 continents and no less than 41 countries. Let me name them all. I know that it's a long list, but I think that you deserve it. I'll start in the Southern Cone. I'll end in the Southern Cone as well. Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, China, Colombia, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Ethiopia, Finland, France, Germany, go ahead, Greece, Guatemala, Holland, Hong Kong, Hungary, India, Israel, Italy, Kazakhstan, Macau, Mexico, Myanmar, Nigeria, the Palestinian Authority, Puerto Rico, Russia, Rwanda, Singapore, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Taiwan, Thailand, Turkey, Uganda, the United States, and Uruguay in the Southern Cone. You have all studied in our international MA programs of archaeology, conflict resolution and mediation, environmental studies, Middle Eastern studies, political science and political communication, security and diplomacy studies, crisis and trauma, TESOL, emergency and disaster management, and the international LLM and international MBA. Tel Aviv University is not just a leading research institution. Tel Aviv University is not just a major hub as far as innovation and entrepreneurship are concerned. It is also a university with a deep social commitment, a university which waves the banners of pluralism, solidarity, and tolerance. Unfortunately, all too often in public discourse, in the United States these days, in Europe these days, in Israel these days, is characterized by xenophobia, by intolerance, and here we at Tel Aviv University have an important role to play together with each and every one of you. I firmly believe that colleges and universities should be places where students seek to understand better not only their own values and assumptions, but also the values and assumptions of those with whom they disagree. It is crucial that multiple perspectives on controversial events be acknowledged and presented if students are to learn how the world looks to others and to pursue constructive conversations across ethnic, religious, cultural, and political divides. This is not a graduation ceremony. Some of you still have to complete your assignments and hand in your papers. I hope you do so promptly so that you can get your TAU degree. At any rate, in your professional careers, once you complete the program here, you can certainly contribute to create a better world and participate in Tikkun Olam. You are better equipped to deal with all sorts of challenges which characterize contemporary societies in an age of globalization. By now, you have all become officially members of the extended Tel Aviv University family, the TAU family. I would like to wish you success in your future careers, and I hope that you maintain close ties both with Tel Aviv University and with the State of Israel at large in the coming years. I would also like to thank the splendid team of TAU International, led by Ms. Maureen Meyer Adiri, for the excellent job that they are doing. I would like to thank all the academic heads and the administrators of the different MA programs. And finally, I would like to take this opportunity to pay homage to my dear friend and colleague, the late Professor Simon Beninga, who was the founder of our international MBA program. Good luck to you all, and lehitraot.
Thank you very much, Professor Rein. I'm now pleased to introduce our valedictorian tonight, Ms. Elin Gertz-Andersson from Sweden, who studied in our Master's in Emergency and Disaster Management. Please welcome her.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a true honor to stand here today as a student's representative of Tel Aviv University's international programs. Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. Wow. This country really messes up your English. Sorry. Let me start again. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Eileen, and for those of you who didn't understand the Hebrew, I said that it's a true honor to be representing all these beautiful students from Tel Aviv as international programs who've been studying these various fascinating programs the last 10 months or so. Mazal tov to us. So studying in this city, in this country, in this part of the world, in these times, has been truly interesting and a highly valuable experience. I have studied the Emergency and Disaster Management program, and we're a very small class. I think we're only 5 here today. But coming from Sweden, which is a country that managed to go the last 200 years without any armed conflicts, any major disaster or crisis, being here in this country and in this region has really been truly interesting. And some people might think we're crazy for being here. I think we've all heard that. I actually think that they're crazy not to go. Look at Tel Aviv, for example. We've stayed here now for the last year almost. It's been our home. And I've never seen a more colorful city. It's the sea, the people, the endless things to explore, restaurants and bars, and I really do think that there's something special about this city. I don't think there's anywhere else in the world, for example, where you can find a gay beach next to the Orthodox closed swimming area. That's Tel Aviv. So I wanted to mention something that I encourage you all to take from Israel and the Israeli people, and that is their unconditional confidence. Israelis are extremely confident, and I've never seen anything else like it elsewhere in the world. For example, our professors and teacher, they will come in, and some of them, and then they will go, Shalom, Boker Tov, I'm Itamar, I've been 30 years in the Israeli Defense Force. And you're like, come on, I can never beat that. I'm from Sweden. How am I going to be 30 years in the armed force? And they're so confident that, when there's a line, they're just automatically first. And when there is an argument or a discussion, which they have all the time, they're just automatically right. It's truly amazing, and I find it really Israeli, and I'm trying really hard to adapt it, and it's very hard for a Swedish polite person like me to do so. I do really think that we have a lot to learn from this country, and I hope that you feel that you had the chance to do so. Israel is, like I mentioned, an amazing mixture of people and cultures from all over the world, and for us, studying abroad, such an amazing and incredible chance to get to know a new culture, a new people, languages, smells, food, a different climate. This is for sure hotter than Sweden. And road signs that you absolutely cannot read, and all those small details that you forget can be so different than from what you're used to and where you grew up. And international programs, they aim to combine these different people in a new environment, like for us here, but we all here with the same interests, with completely different backgrounds, different age, different experiences, but with a similar aspiration in life, right? Right? So studying together with all these these different characters and personalities and people, you get to sit together with your classmates and you share stories, you share opinions, and it's all on matters that you all find important. But for me, maybe the most important thing about taking the challenge and studying abroad is that you do get to know yourself on a completely different level. You've invested 10 to 11 months in yourself, and it wasn't free, you wouldn't know that. But I personally think that education is one of the most important things that you can invest in, as it opens so many doors, and it really challenges you to think outside that comfortable, homemade IKEA box where you had all the instructions and it's a few missing screws. But so I really want to end my speech with encourage you all to do that, to continue think outside the box. You have all the missing screws now, right? So do it, and remember to do with the Israeli confidence, and the Israeli positive spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. It is now my pleasure to invite our keynote speaker tonight, Major General Doron Almog. Mr. Almog is the recipient of the 2016 Israel Prize for Lifetime Achievement and Contributions to Society. He fulfilled most of his Army service in active duty, both as a soldier and in leadership capacities in elite IDF units. After retiring, Mr. Almog set up to establish the Aleh Negev Nachalat Eran village, named after his son, Eran. Doron Almog stands out for his leadership capabilities, an outstanding personal example, and for creating a future of hope for thousands of people in Israel, including the special needs population. Mr. Almog is also a proud alum of Tel Aviv University. Please, let's welcome him.
Thank you. Really moving moment for me also. I did the MBA in Tel Aviv University 20 years ago, and I want to tell you, that you are lucky. You are lucky to study, you are lucky to be powerful, healthy, strong. I'm going to speak not about you. I'm going to speak about social responsibility toward the weakest members in our society. Thank you, Maureen. So, who are the most vulnerable? It's written in my subject above society's vulnerable members as a test of society as a whole. Who are the most vulnerable people in our society? I'm speaking about the most helpless, about the most severely disabled, those who cannot do anything by their own power. They need our help on every single step of their life. I'm speaking about people like our loved son, Eran. He passed away 9 years ago when he was 23. And on the right side, you see Eran hugging me when I came to visit him in a village that we built specially for him and for children like him. And on the left side, you see him about 6 months before his passing, holding in his hand a video cassette of childhood program named, the Israelis know, Dig Dig Dug. It was 3 years old. But he repeated the Dig Dig Dug program millions of times. A part of the retardation is again and again and again making the same action, the same movement, or seeing again and again and again and again the same program. When he was only 8 months, Didi, my wife, sitting here with us, Didi, my wife and me, were standing with the psychologist in Asaf Harofeh Hospital, not far away from here, and she diagnosed our son and told us 3 sentences which shocked us. The first is having a combination of autism and retardation. The second sentence said, I believe, I assess he will never speak a word. And the third sentence, I believe he will stay permanently at the age of 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months. You know what is a real shock? Seeing you, I believe most of you have not experienced parenthood. But I want to tell you that our child is the alter ego of everyone, every human being, every man and woman who comes together and want to bring children to our world. Our children placed on the most sensitive nerve of our existence. It's about our ego. When we speak about our children, naturally, we take the cellular. Just think about your parents and grandparents. We take the cellular and show pictures. Pictures of you, for instance, as a successful child, the pride, the honor, and we laugh. When we speak about successful child, we laugh. Have you seen someone that have been announced on a message like me and Didi, taking the cellular and say, this is my retarded, excuse me for using the term retarded, brain damaged child who will never be graduate in a kindergarten or elementary school or high school or university, nothing. So I want to tell you what the image of our society in respect of these children. As a matter of fact, you spoke highly about Israel, the confidence of the state of Israel. I want to tell you, you may be shocked that about 46 years ago, 47, 48, we had a woman prime minister. Her name was Golda Meir. All of you, I believe all of you. She born in the United States, in Milwaukee. She never said a word on a granddaughter. A granddaughter still alive. She's Down syndrome, married in Kfar Tikva, a village in north of Israel, near Tivon. After Golda passing, she gave interview and said, Golda never visited me. Golda didn't come to see me. Golda told my mom to never mention the Prime Minister of Israel having retarded granddaughter. Golda was ashamed on my presence. And I can tell you many, many stories of shame. So speaking about the most vulnerable, the most severely disabled people in our society, they also enveloped by shame, stigma, and stereotype. By the language, Eran, our loved child, never said one word. Never one word. Also never cried. He never said, Abba, Dad. Never said, Mom. And he was the greatest professor of my life. He taught me more than any other human being in my life. What he taught me? In Judaism, we say, never judge someone before getting to his place. But we judge them. We judge them before getting to their place and trying to understand the world from their position. By his own language, it's like, and he continues speaking with me. Despite his passing, he continues speaking with me by a shouting silence and say, my dear father, I was born 1994, January 6, to my opportunity, life opportunity. You gave me the name of your brother that was killed in the Yom Kippur War, 1973. Your brother, the defender of our country, my uncle, who was bleeding 7 days until being evacuated from the Battle of the Golan Heights, dead already. And you and my mom expected me to be better than you. Yes, so naturally. But in return, what I got? What's my opportunity? As a matter of fact, I got 2 life sentences. The one, I'm a prisoner in a broken body. Number 1, for my whole life. Number 2, one day, I'll be taken and put in institute, which is like a jail. This is the truth about the situation in Israel. They were placed in institute which were in the past like a jail. Places of sometimes harassment, abusement, ignorance. You don't want to know. Didi, my wife, and me moved all over the country. I served my country 35 years, did many battles, but at the same time, I was the father of Iran. We got home, we were crying. What a horrible place. One night when I was the commander of the Israeli South Command, Minister of Health, Dani Naveh, decided he did audit to a Tanim Institute for Autistic Children. The health ministry did audit for a Tanim Institute. And they found what they found: sexual harassment, abusement, ignorance. You don't want to know. He decided to close. As a Major General commanding the South Command, I gave interview on how we should treat disabled children and how it happened that we arrived to this situation, horrible situation. And what about them? What about them? So I want to tell you something about excellency. You, all of you, excellent individual. Excellent individual. And the Vice President spoke, Raanan spoke about social responsibility. What is social responsibility? So I want to say a few words about the values, the core values guiding the State of Israel. Above all, love for the Jewish people, patriotism, as a matter of fact, love for the Jewish people and the State of Israel. There is only one Jewish state. As a matter of fact, along the history of the Jewish people, we always say, Kol Israel arevim ze lazeh. We all responsible one for another. And the Vice President spoke about social responsibility. True, social responsibility. So what about these children? Well, I want to tell you that we judge ourselves according to your capacity. You are excellent, you do well, you do good, you're a good student, you're good performance, you're good CEO in your company, okay, you will be awarded. But if your capacity is 0, this is your capacity, 0, your return may be 0. So maybe the State of Israel will put you in some institute which is not considered as decent and honest place. And that was the truth. So we had one channel of our values for normal people. You are a hero in a battlefield, you'll be decorated. You bring an athletic medal, you'll be decorated, and the Prime Minister will call you at night, like Jordan Jerby, say, we are proud of you, all the country behind you. But what about those who are unable? They will never get to the Olympic Games, never be graduated. What about them? How we arrive to a situation that they are out of the formula of our core values, and that's what happened. So we very much encourage courage, determination, commitment. We speak, you spoke. Along your study, you spoke about everything that is written here. Endurance, under pressure, brotherhood. We say in Judaism also, love your friend as love yourself. In every kindergarten, we start telling the children, ואהבת לרעך כמוך. Love. What about loving those who are unable? Loving these people. So, the paradox that, yes, we spoke about these values, and we educated our people according to these values. But those the most vulnerable, the most disabled, the most severely disabled, they were out of the channel of our core values. And when we speak excellency, we speak about training, and we speak also about the individual responsibility. Our Prime Minister, first Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion, said in a battlefield, every soldier should behave like chief of staff. So in the military, we say big head, big ability to judge, determination, having the determination, the commitment, having the ability to bring victory by your own. What do you mean by your own? By being a part of our society. So the main question in respect of the most severely disabled, what our responsibility? I'm telling you something which may be shock for you. There is no legitimacy, no enough legitimacy for parents who are having retarded, psychologically, mentally, physically disabled. You know what the alternative in your countries, most of the countries, I check it, hospital or nursing home. Nursing home. Today, I come from Alei Negev today, and there is one man, young man, he's 23 right now. Pinchas Shmuel is his name. When he was 18, he wanted to be paratrooper. He passed all the para exam, and then at night, his friends did a party, they drank, someone pushed him, he's still in coma. 5 years. 5 years in coma. And the Ministry of Health here in Israel saying, no, your standard is too high. Put him in nursing home with elderly people. The cost is much lower. We don't see chance. We don't see chance of rehabilitation, of Pinchas, of Shirel, of many people that I'm taking care. And in this respect, I'm telling you, as human beings, we need to be humble. No one may say what the future will bring. Just today I spoke about giving the Ministry of Health in Israel another example. You remember the famous raid 40 years ago, the raid to Entebbe. 105 Israeli hostages were kept by 7 terrorists. I was the first Israeli soldier to land there, the last to live. Our mission was to kill the 7 terrorists, bring back the 105 Israeli hostages. We lost Yoni Netanyahu, the brother of our prime minister, but also one soldier got a bullet in his head. His name, Hershko Surin. Hershko Surin was in coma in Tel HaShomer Hospital, not far away from here. 1 year and a half. Who expected that Hershko Surin will come out from this coma after 1 year and a half? He's still in a wheelchair. He still has no physical ability at all. He needs Filipino for every single second in his life. But he is graduated for computer science. He did the master in computer science. He did startup, successful one. He did non-profit organization named Lotem. Students in universities of Israel volunteering to work with disabled people, like my loved son. Excuse me. So what we did, Didi, my wife and me, got a letter When Eran, our son, was 18, we got a letter saying, your son reached the age 18, he won't be continue studying any longer in special education school. When he comes to 21, it's up to you what to do. This is the formal attitude of the State of Israel. So we decided to live a village, a place which would be like a paradise for Eran and his friend. And we built it. We invested more than 200 million shekel, about $50 million until now. In the next few years, we're going to invest more, $50 million, to expand the project. And I want to tell you what is the project. How we did integration, how we integrate. And I think this is our commitment, to integrate the most severely disabled, even those in coma, and to give them a chance. So what is the vision? This is the vision. We are a vision-oriented organization. I didn't write this vision. The workers, it took them 6 months to write the vision. The word love appears twice. They wrote it. They wrote, in Hebrew, it's named chesed, the compassion, the loving kindness from the Bible, from Psalm. And it's about enveloping these children, these people, by love. Honor them. They are the purest in our society, the most vulnerable. They never did wrong. They never steal. They never kill. Never manipulated. They do not deserve to be behind, to set bleeding behind in our society. So this is Alei Negev vision. That's the way we started. In 2002, this is the design of 2002. If you come to Alei Negev, I invite all of you, come and see. It's all executed. Everything here. It's about 100% between the design and the performance on the ground. What we have here, right now, we have 140 permanent residents of the village living on the right side. We have hospital, high dependency unit, we have paramedical center, we have high dependency, we have hydrotherapy center, special education school, safari, horse riding, and more. But what is the integration? How to integrate these people that in the past were put in a place which was more like a jail? So this is the model that we've been. At the center, you see the picture of the village, the center should be one word, love. Love the most severely disabled people. They are flesh from our flesh, blood from our blood. On top, you see rehabilitation. As a matter of fact, we serve all the Negev population. The Negev is the biggest real estate part of the state of Israel. 60% of the land is desert, Negev. From Beersheba to Eilat, desert. I believe most of you traveled to Eilat and you saw a part of the Negev, the desert. The dream of our Prime Minister, first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, was to make the desert green. He wanted also to show a personal example, and he placed himself in kibbutz Sde Boker, a personal example. But very few people came after him. Until now, about 8% of the population of State of Israel living in the desert, in a Negev, about 800,000, that's all. But we serve all the 800,000. By what? Rehabilitation, number one. What does it mean, rehabilitation? If something happened to people like you, children, youngsters, any human being, politicians, soldiers, policemen, something happened like road accident, home accident, stroke, cancer, occurs, all your life are changed, dramatically changed. And after surgery and some treatment at the hospital, you need rehabilitation, physiotherapy and hydrotherapy, psychologist advice, psychiatric advice, music therapy, animal therapy, horse riding therapy, you name it. So we give rehabilitation we have in Israel 4 HMOs. By a contract with the 4 HMOs, we serve people in this village together, the same swimming pool. By the way, one of my shock was that a group of soldiers, wounded soldiers, after battles, handicapped, they came to me and said, we want separation in the hydrotherapy center. In the same pool, we want separation. I said, what do you mean separation? I said, between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., the swimming pool will be given only to us. We are soldiers. We don't want to be together with the retarded. So I told them, forget it. In the same swimming pool, you will be together with Muslim children, Bedouins, Jews, Christians, the same swimming pool. Human being is human being. It doesn't matter what is religion. That's what we do. Thank you. Visits. In the past, no one came to visit them. Today, every day we do 3, 4, 5, 6 visits of ministers. 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister and his wife came, people from all over the world. Just now, today is the last day of 16 students from the United States who came for 3 months for their experience on physiotherapy and hydrotherapy from Miami University. Volunteering. Right now we have more than 400 volunteers. People who are, some of them high school students, some of them university students from Ben Gurion University, some of them soldiers serving near our village, some of them veterans, some of them from the near elementary school and high school, some of them high-tech workers, more than 400. And I want to tell you that some of them also Christians. I have 2 organizations from Holland and Germany. From Holland, we have Christians for Israel, about 30 arriving by rotation for 1 month or 3 months, rotation, working with the most severely disabled people. And we have an organization named March of Life from Berlin, people who feel guilty about the Shoah, about the destruction of the 6 million Jews in Second World War, and come and volunteer and say to the world, there is no racism. As you know, the German racist ideology was one supreme race, the Ari, the super race above. And who should be destroyed first? Not the Jews first, by the way. They're retarded, the most severely disabled. They should be destroyed first. And second, the gypsies, and third, the Jews, and more. And there is one supreme race. But March of Life organization tried to educate people differently by saying there is no anymore racism in our world. And we come to work with these severely disabled people and show the world that they are flesh from our flesh, blood from our blood. Occupation, I serve right now. I serve about 300 people working. We have vocational therapy treatments and 300 people working. In the next 4 years, we're going to give jobs to more 500 people. Education is something that I'm very proud. It's about starting from age 1. I have ordinary kindergarten with 40 kids from all the communities around me. From little age, we teach them what is social responsibility. Excuse me, the Vice President, we don't start by university, we start by age 1. We integrate the Muslim children, we integrate those who are unable, and we teach the children what is social responsibility. Rehabilitation Day Center, this is some of the examples how we do in the hydrotherapy center, in the physiotherapy center by remote computing system at home. Special needs school on on your left side, you see a Muslim physiotherapist. His name Muhammad al-Krinawi, holding a Muslim Bedouin girl, Rahma. And on the right side, you see a therapist, a communication therapist, working with iPad because they have no language. They cannot speak. What color of shirt you want this morning? What egg you want this morning? Scrambled egg, omelette. What kind of bread do you want? What do you want to drink? Coke? Water? How we speak with them. So with the iPad, we use pictures, but also we have some blind. And we need to develop special language, how to communicate with them. Real challenge. On the left pictures, I'm holding Lien. Lien was born at week 24, 500 grams. You know what is the 500 grams? It's something like this remote control. No one gave a chance here she would survive. She's now more than 4 years. And on the right side, you see Aya. She's from Kibbutz Reim, Sabra. And on her left, you see a Bedouin nurse, Abir. She studied in Irbid. She studied nurse in Irbid, the international university. There's a good international university in Irbid. I was surprised to know, but that's it. And they're working together, and they are, both of them, very much oriented on one thing: love any human being. And occupational therapy centers, you see people, disabled people, we do ceramic, poetry, silk, painting, and more. And the safari and horse riding. And Tikkun Olam, you spoke, Vice President, you spoke about Tikkun Olam. Yes, this is social responsibility. On the left side, you see Meir Avergil. Meir Avergil is a Jew, is a religious Jew. On the left side, a Bedouin woman sitting. On the right side, his wife, Shula Avergil, and at the center, a Bedouin child. Shula and Meir Avergil, religious Jews, decided to foster a Bedouin child. They came 4 years ago. They came to my village, and they decided to take Rahma, a Bedouin child. And if you ask Shula, what is Rahma, the Bedouin child, for them? They will say, 5 children. She, Shula, say, 5 children. I delivered 5 children from my belly, but 1 was delivered from my heart. This is Rahma. On the right side, you see a combination, integration of normal kindergarten and the disabled children. And volunteering, at the center, you see a soldier. This soldier, Shir Bachar, she passed away. She ended the military service 2 years ago. They decided with a girlfriend to go to Peru. And unfortunately, tragically, she found her death. But she was loved with Liron at the center. Liron is CP, cerebral paralysis, sitting in a wheelchair. But you don't see in Hebrew what is written. She wrote home and sent many pictures to her mom in Ale Negev with Liron, my future husband. Liron never said one word. Never. Did she mean get wedding with Liron? I think no. She loved him? Yes, she loved Liron. The same Liron on the left side with the prisoners. We were awarded a few years ago on a program of prisoners' rehabilitation by working with severely disabled children. And a national service woman, we have 33 national service women coming for 2 years serving with us. And 1 minute on the future, we're going to build in the White a rehabilitation hospital for 108 people for all the Negev population and their residents, and a neighborhood for our students, national service women and workers of a village, and also a community for 600 families near Ale Negev. This is the staff and volunteers residence. That's the hospital. There's the design of the hospital and other picture of the hospital. We are toward the Paralympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, so you can see something that would be in our hospital in 4 years from now. And last pictures, many people in the world wanted to see the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, kneeling. This is the only place in the world that he was kneeling before the most severely disabled people. And this is a part of the Tikkun Olam. This is about, it's not only the image, it's something true. They are the purest in our society, the most vulnerable, and we should be committed not only for them, for us, for make our society a better one and deserve the title human being. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Major General Almog, for these very inspiring words. I wish all of us to be able to accomplish as big things as he did in his life. I am now pleased to welcome Ms. Rebecca Flanders, Aliyah Festman, Julia Sefman, and Masha Biznani, all from our International Program in Conflict Resolution and Mediation. They will perform for us Carry On Wayward Son by a band named Kansas.
Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion. I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Though my eyes could see, I still was a blind man. Though my mind could think, I still was a madman. I hear the voices when I'm dreaming. I can hear them say, peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Masquerading as a man with a reason, my charade is the event of the season. If I claim to be a wise man, surely means that I don't know. On a stormy sea of moving emotion, talks about I'm like a ship on the ocean, set a course the winds of fortune, and I hear them say, peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Carry on, you will always remember. Carry on, nothing equals the splendor. Now your life's no longer empty. Surely heaven waits for you. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. cry no more. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry. Don't you cry. Don't you cry. Don't you cry no more.
Okay, we're back. Thank you to our dear students. You wouldn't think they came to study conflict resolution here, but that they were in the music school, you can see that they're multi-talented. For the first time this year, we had a wonderful team of counselors in charge of our graduate students. Tomer and Zhenya have been extremely involved in the extracurricular life of many of you throughout the year, and also in the organization of tonight's event. I was going to say, I think they deserve a round of applause for their wonderful work. You already did it, let's do it again. I'd like to invite Tomer to say a few words.
Thank you. Honored guests and dear students, while establishing the social office for graduate students exactly a year ago, we didn't know what to expect. Working in previous years with international undergrads, we knew that this year we are up for a challenge. You guys came here for a full year to assimilate deeper into the Israeli culture and society, in a sense, moving your life here for a year. We knew that we will need to work hard in order to interest you with new stuff about Israel. Also, the difficulties you encounter and shared with us were complex and novice to us. During this year, our goal was to create a sense of community for the MA international students, believing that a student who has a sense of belonging is happier, more engaged, and has less difficulties with adjusting to a new place. You guys created a high standard for our next students. With impressive participation in the Student Senate, the Student Club, the volunteering project, the different city tours, hiking trip, and many more other events. It was more than we dared to dream. The big bonus for us was that we didn't imagine it would be so much fun. The most wonderful thing about this year was getting to know you in person. Each one of you came from a different background, different countries, different BA, different careers, and different reasons why you chose to study in Tel Aviv University. The diversity enriched us, our experience so much, and we sure yours too. We think there is something about being away from home in an academic environment that really gives you the opportunity to observe what matters more in life. This state of mind of observation has accompanied us during this year and made it exceptional. This unique experience will not be possible without the support of Professor Raanan Rein, the Tel Aviv University Vice President, and Ms. Maureen Meyer, our International Office Director. We want to thank the program coordinators for the close cooperation during this year. We couldn't do it without you guys, so thanks. And now that the year is coming to its end, it brings mixed emotions. The fact that the year went by so fast and it's over can be confusing or exciting for both in the same time. But with that, we are sure that this year left a mark on your lives. Part of you feel already and part of you feel it already, and part of you will discover it later on. We wish you lots of luck for our next step in your life journey. It was a great pleasure for us to know you and to be a part of this stage in your life. Hope to see you coming back and visit us, or inviting you to wherever you are. We're happy to travel. We're going to miss you a lot, and in order to start the memory lane, so here's a clip we made for you.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine.
זה סיפור על איזה מישהי שבחוף קוראים לה ביצ'י כי קיפלה לכולם את האזנבות. אני אפילו לא במים וצריך מציל ידיים כי טבעתי לי במחשבות. אז אם היא רק תיתן מבט קטן אני מבטיח אם מיד תרצה לתת לי עוד. בוא נשנה את האווירה ואם הייתי בחורה אז איזה שיר היה גורם לי לרקוד.
איך היא אוהבת את השמש, שחישת על החול, מטיילת על החוף. כל יום אני קורא לה מטורפת, היא חמה יותר מאש, אבל הלב קופא לי במקום. כשהיא שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה לרקוד, שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה לרקוד, שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה לרקוד, שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה לרקוד. כנראה היום דלי כי את את כולם פה שורפת, קוראת להם שלמים כי הם קוראים לך מאלפת. הגוף שלה שחום הבגד גם בצבע קשת, תסך אותו תפס הדג הכי גדול ברשת. שהיא עוברת וואי 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 ולכולם אומרת ביי ביי ביי. לא מדבר אליה כסף, לא מדבר אליה רגש, תדבר איתה על איך שהיא אוהבת את השמש, שחישת על החול, מטיילת על החוף. כל יום אני קורא לה מטורפת, היא חמה יותר מאש, אבל הלב קופא לי במקום. כשהיא שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה לרקוד, שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה לרקוד, שומעת רגטון אז פתאום בא לה...
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again.
Okay. You are really lucky. It makes me feel like being a graduate student again. It's now time to invite all the programs one by one to come up to the stage. We'll start with Professor Oded Lifshitz and Mrs. Limor Torbati, who will introduce the students of the MA in Archaeology and History of the Land of the Bible.
Thank you. I would like to welcome our first student, Alexandra Worthel. Angela Hudson. Guangyu Chen. Hayuan Tang. Hongshan Chen. Liorong Wang. Lixia Feng. Rachel Ko. Shiki Kao. And Zichan Wang.
Now I'd like to call Professor Ephraim Yar and Ms. Yonit Shacher, who will introduce the students of the MA in Conflict Resolution and Mediation.
Everybody ready? Okay. Shachar Ben David. Maria Bizani. Jillian Craven. Michael Duer. Aliyah Fashman. Samantha Fenwick. Rebecca Flanders. Andrea Gagni, Eva Gulin Gelagulari, Sean Go, Anna Go, Talia Golijov, Frederick Hockney, Helen Humphreys, Camille Morris, Brooke Penny, Tanis Presser, Maria Roa Delgado, Prichaya Simprasert, Fabian Spangler, Julia Zafman, Marie Teese, Asher Westrup Evans, and Russell Wright. Congrats, guys.
Thank you. Professor Bila Davidson Arad and Ms. Nelly Barlev Palmore will introduce the students of the MA in Crisis and Trauma Studies.
כן. לא, אני אומר זה ככה. אוקיי. עליזה אייניס. רייצ'ל ברמן. טלי בורגר. לילה קוקו. רפאל קואדרוס. נעמי דלנגה. מלכה אלקין. דורה גוטגייז. דבורה לואיס. אנה מריה מאייר. סטיבן רוט. טליה סטוב. עדינה שהין. הנה שוורץ. רבקה סטרנגריטי.
Mr. Gili Shenhar and Mr. Roy Gottlieb will introduce the students of the MPH in Emergency and Disaster Management.
ברסגר מדלן. Clark Susan. Susan. Gat Emily. Gertz Anderson Elaine. And Goldberg Jillian.
Dr. Jeremy Benstein and Ms. Jennifer Gar will introduce the students of the MA in Environmental Studies.
Chialu Chang, Yuktung Chao, Kata Gottgeisel, Alejandra Guyot Ontagnon, Zachary Hauer, Jincheng Luo, Valeria Ramirez, Kelly Ren.
Professor Michael Birnak and Ms. Zohar Braverman will introduce the students of the Parasol Foundation Trust LLM program.
Thank you. Kelly Barami, Eliana Browner, Natasha Hausendorf, Chezi Orenstein, Shirin Hussein, Matthias Ludman, Diana Roif, Ariel Schwartz, Deva Siton, Claudia Thibault. Everything you need. מזל טוב.
Dr. Joel Parker and Ms. Ilana Benjulia will introduce the students of the MA in Middle Eastern Studies.
Jonas Abramson. Emir Baiburt. Leland Fan. Joe Cotinsley. And Rebecca Vindus.
Professor Amal Jamal and Ms. Adisi Kora will introduce the students of the MA in Political Science and Political Communications.
Okay. Ardit Aidini. Destiny Alberton. Danielle Azaria. Laure Belmont. Arnita Belitsika. Carly Duan. Alejandro Fandino. Robert Fuller. Ilit Gluska. Tajuddin Goma Abakar. Daniel Komel. Simon Luling. Hemze Noor. Alejandro Puente. Maria Reznikova. Luis Sanchez. Volkmar Schuler. Sanjay Shukla. Evelyn Seagal. Raymond Ogumo. And last, Molly Winnick. I'm proud of you all. Congratulations.
Dr. Oriel Abulov and Ms. Sharon Abramovich will introduce the students of the MA in Security and Diplomacy.
Ben Aboudi, James Alford, Alberto Bleiberg, Jonathan Bowden, Catherine Boulay, Maria Benedetta Cabiza, Yotam Confino, Giovanna Kopstein Costa, Andrei Dedic, Danieli Fargan, John Fleming, Lev Goberman, Andrea Gutierrez Godina, Haley Halstead, Alice Hutner, Katerina Ibarra, Lucia Kolerova, Christopher Leck, Yuju Liu, Griselda Mestres, Parker Moore, Yoram Nunes Vaz, Megan Perez, Konstantin Silov, Daniel Solomon, Brian Spencer, Rachel Chiprut, Sarah Whitko, Anna Wozniak, David Alexandriana, Josephine, Sarah Zimskin, Sophia Zuckelman.
Professor Shai Danziger and Ms. Ruthie Edelstein and Professor Iris Ginsburg will introduce the students of the Sofer International MBA.
Sophie Alweiss, Alexander Amitai, Ilan Asulin, Albert Casademon, Ariella Cohen, Aaron Goosens, Guy Groisman, Antonella Camian, Javier Kinovix, Amit Kosa, Vadim Korkin, Lily Kudle, Yishin Liu, Jawad Masri, Zahi Maswi, Joshua Needle, Dr. Obichi Obijunwa, Tom Premor, Jawan Kupti, Daniel Roditi, Kama Sakaju, Ariel Sadan, Micah Toll, Alexander Saitlin, Jonathan Wolfson, Jonathan Uden, Yu Cynthia Zhang,
Ilana Spector-Cohen will introduce a student of the MA in TESOL.
It may be strange that I have one student, but our program actually ended in June, so I'm thrilled to invite Allison Hines to the stage and to wish her good luck. Allison will be teaching English in the Israeli school system this coming year, so wishing her lots of luck and congratulations to her and to all the graduates of all the programs.
Thank you all for your attendance and to everybody who made this year and this ceremony memorable. Students, we wish you all the best for the future and hope that the coming years will see you fulfilling your dreams. You are welcome for L'chaim outside the hall. Students, please remember to return your caps and gowns. You remember you signed the form? You have to. It's at the counter downstairs. But before that, I would like to ask you all to please rise for the traditional throwing of the caps in the air. So let's just wait for all of you to rise. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Woo! And a big mazal tov to you all.